Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The Northern Traders, under the aegis of Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers in Nigeria, has finally called off the strike. And I was wondering why they called off the strike, because according to them, they didn't mind losing virtually all their perishable goods than to allow it to come into the South. And their reason was that most of their co-traders have been killed, and they have been always multiple roadblocks, and their coming into the South has not been the way it should be. So because of that, they ended up blocking any perishable good from coming into Nigeria, coming into southern part of the country. Some geopoliticals had already started having a rethink of what to do to make sure that there is no repeat of this. But right now, they've called off the strike. So from now henceforth, we're going to be having food. But the shocking aspect is their revelation of the agreement with the federal government, and that is the shocking aspect of it, because there is a huge financial implication on the federal government, which has resulted to them calling off the strike. The question is, would we continue like this in the nearest future? Is there money in this country that we are throwing it around the way we are doing currently? But however, we are going to see all of that. We're going to talk about all of that in our discussion. But before we continue, if you're not subscribed, just hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. According to the news, the Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers in Nigeria has called off its nationwide strike after the federal government agreed to pay them 4.75 billion naira. President of AUFCDN, Comrade Muhammad Tahi, disclosed this after a meeting with the federal government presided over by Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello on Wednesday in Abuja. The Northern Traders had blocked food supply to the South to demand the payment of 475 billion naira compensation for lives of members and properties lost during the NSAS protest and Shasha market chaos. The traders had also demanded the dismantling of all roadblocks on federal highways and an agreement with the state government to withdraw service anytime their members were subjected to attack. Addressing reporter, Tahid said the government agreed to ensure protection of its members and stop all form of multiple taxation and intimidation from security officials on the highway. Tahid said, and I quote, he said, all the stakeholders and members of AUFCDN in our nationwide strike are glad we achieved what we wanted to achieve. Since the government of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, begged us on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria, we agreed to call off the nationwide strike today. They agreed to pay the compensation and call off any multiple taxation on federal highway and allow us to engage in our business activities peacefully nationwide. Addressing the aggrieved unionists during the reconciliatory meeting, Yahaya Bello said the nationwide strike had led to increase in hardship that majority of Nigerians were already going through, including members of the aggrieved union. He lamented the collateral damage recorded nationwide during the few days of the strike was enormous and should not be allowed to multiply. According to him, the price of foodstuff and cattle increased by 100% in the South and West, adding the North was not spared from the effect of the strike, as perishable goods were getting spoiled, with farmers and truck drivers unable to carry out business transactions that would enable them generate the needed finances to meet their daily needs. Bello appealed to the aggrieved union to immediately call off the strike and allow movement of foodstuff and cattle to all parts of the country, with assurance that no Hausa Fulani or member of the union will be maltreated, harassed, or killed. A former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, who spoke on behalf of the West and Southern regions, said the impact of the strike was too heavy to ignore. He said the killing of any Fulani, Hausa Fulani, or trader engaged in legal business activities will no longer be tolerated or accepted. On behalf of the so many people in the Southwest, especially Sunday Igbo, our commitment to you today that people of the Hausa Fulani extraction cannot and will not be attacked in the South. It is unacceptable, and he, Sunday Igbo, will be one of those to welcome you when you enter the South to escort you all, the former minister said. Now, there are a lot of questions in my mind which I want you also to help me profile response to it. Now, number one, the federal government, when the budget came up, had told Nigerians that we are not financially buoyant enough even to finance the current budget of 2021. Now, these are like unnecessary miscellaneous. For just these few weeks that we have seen ourselves in, Nigeria will spend as much as 800 billion or million for bandits who held some of our people captive. There are still a lot of things that have not been revealed yet to us about it. Now, we are seeing the government again promising to pay these guys 4.75 billion naira. While the lecturers in the university have been striking for an upgrade in their salary up till today for as long as 1 full year, nothing has been done about it. These guys woke up and they decided to block the entry of foodstuff and all of that. I mean, it's high time this issue of restructuring is taken very seriously, because I currently looking at what they have done now, it clearly shows that it's high time Nigerians start being self-dependent. We start depending on ourselves, even as a region, even as a state. As much as Nigeria know, the South can do this kind of thing by hindering our truck owners, that's the oil dealers, to move oil from here to the north, or to move oil from here to any part of the country. We are always ready to work. But you can imagine how someone will bring out his own request on the basis that a problem that affected the whole nation, that they should compensate them before they compensate anyone. And the federal government has agreed. Now, if you want to meet Nigerians, let them begin to bring out things, bring out their own request sheet when it comes to compensation for the NSAS. You'll be so shocked how much the Southerners have lost during that period. We are talking about people's houses being razed down. We are talking about people's shopping mall being looted and everything taken away from it. We are talking about lives being lost. Those guys at the Lekki toll gate who were shot during the process of the whole thing, have they compensated their own parents with as huge amount as this one? But look at, they not just decided to go on strike for something that didn't even affect them. Look at how much the government is intending to pay. And then we'll be talking about this government as if there is no money. And that is why right now I have stopped praying to say, oh, God give our leaders wisdom, because from all indication, everything that is happening in this country is very, very intentional. The only prayer that is very much, that I would say is befitting for a nation like this, is that God, use your hand and fix this country. Let your hand be seen fixing this country. Because the way things are going, I'm just trying to think about the common man who does not have anyone to run to, who does not have anyone that can talk on his behalf. What will be his situation like? This guy just decided to call off. And I feel that at this point, the 6 geopolitical zones should think of pushing in money into commercial agriculture full time. Nobody should be wasting time again. Full time, reign of cattle is as if it's one big thing. But they don't know that we have capacity to do anything that they can do. The only thing that has kind of stripped us from doing those things because our ground is not fertile for some of those products. But for cattle rearing, I can promise the North that by next year, now we go to supply, not here, now we go to supply cow, give una. That is what will happen. By next year, the Southerners will be the one to supply cows to you. At least Sanwo-Olu was able to disclose that Lagos consume 50% of all the cows consumed in Nigeria. So get ready. The Southeast is going to wake up. I trust those guys. They're going to wake up and they're going to flood Lagos State with enough cattle. This whole thing should stop. Enough is enough. I'd like to leave it there. What do you think about the way the federal government has been spending money just anyhow? Do you think that the projects on ground will be fully financed based on the way things